Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. I'm going to start out with some just kind of sad news. I learned this morning that longtime legendary coach at Newburyport High School, James T. Stehlin, passed away this morning. So again, a heartfelt condolences out to the Stehlin family. There's such fixtures here in the Newburyport area. Coach Stehlin had such an impact on generation of Newburyporters. And it's just ironic that this is happening so soon after Byron Matthews passed away, who was another legendary mayor here who passed away a few weeks ago now. But they both kind of came around at the same time here in Newburyport. Byron lived here at the time and then went on to be city councilor and then the first full-time mayor in 1966. In the earlier 60s, that's when Coach Stehlin came to Newburyport to teach and coach at Newburyport High School. And talk about bringing a sense of community, a sense of pride. His teams always played with class and respect for the game. And just Newburyport, it became appointment viewing here in Newburyport. If you've ever seen old pictures of the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s of how big and important Newburyport High School football was here for the community. And again, you're talking about a time where this is before the downtown became the beautiful downtown it was. The athletic programs here in Newburyport were a real rallying cry for the community, and it was is what you did on Friday nights. You went to the high school to watch football, and again, we used to have full stadiums on both sides back then. And again, his impact was so incredible that when we decided to do the field over a few years ago, and I was lucky to be a part of that process of Restore Our Port Pride that got our stadium renovated and done over. A group came together and wanted to name the field after him. So now, forever it will be known as James T. Stehlin Field. So I could go on and on about Coach Stehlin. He was my athletic director when I was there, but he was a football coach, baseball coach. My dad had him for baseball. But just even to this day, having such an impact on people's lives. I just saw him. We celebrated his 90th birthday this past summer, so I was able to give him a proclamation at the park lunch where they did a little surprise party for him. And he literally took the time to meet with me and talk, asked about the job. He was so happy for me, but he was so interested, and he just always had the right thing to say. And he's going to be just very missed. He's been such a fixture here for a long time. So again, we've lost another legend this week. So again, condolences out to the Stehlin family. And again, thank you, Coach Stehlin, for being there for everybody and being this mentor that had kind of, again, handling yourself with class and bringing the report forward throughout the generation. So that's my sad news. And again, 90 years old, Coach Stehlin had an incredible life. So again, we're celebrating him today, I think, more than anything. What else is going on? So spring is here in Newburyport. The weather is incredible out today. We're gonna have 2 more really great days of weather coming up. So spring is here. So what's been going on in the city? I wanna thank everyone who came out for Clean Sweep this past weekend, and we were out in all of our parks. I think we had close to 50 volunteers come out and help pick up our parks. It was a little chilly on Saturday morning, but we had a great turnout. I was able to get around to most of the parks and see all the great work going on. The docks are in. Our Harbor Master Paul Hagen team got the docks in this week, so that's Cashman Park's done. Central Waterfront is done, so that's exciting. And the parklets are going to be coming in soon. So National Grid and Verizon will be finishing up their work on State Street. And we're going to have these parklets in for outdoor dining on Pleasant Street first and then State Street. The goal is still by May 1st, so we're excited about that. Some really good news, and again, I think I said this last week as well, but now it's absolutely official. The Plum Island Dredge is done, and I know we've talked about this project for months. I guess all it took was getting a different contractor in here who had really quality equipment and was a real professional organization, Norfolk Dredging out of Virginia. And they were able to get this dredge done in record time. And so, you might have saw the news last night. NBC did a little piece on it that I was able to be on. But, just the end results of it is 400 feet of beachfront added back to the reservation terrace area. The sand, over 180,000 cubic yards of sand was able to be placed from reservation terrace at 73rd all the way down to 77th. And so, again, I think this must be a huge relief to a lot of the residents out there. But I want to remind everyone, this is just the first step. So we actually had a meeting last week at the Army Corps Engineer offices in Concord, and it was our state delegation, so Representative Shan and Senator Tarr, and then a few of us locals went down to talk about the Army Corps, the next step. And that next step is the study that Senator Warren and Senator Markey at the federal level was able to secure $240,000 for last year. So now we're going to get that study up and running. And we got a little bit of an idea about the timeline and what they're going to be looking at. And so what the end results of this will hopefully be is a solution to the jetty at Plum Island and the sand and the erosion, okay? So that study is underway. So again, we're going to continue to have those conversations with the Army Corps, but we're excited to finally have this next step of the process, because this is the real important step that we need to take, right? Because all the sand that we just put out there is probably going to be gone in 3 to 5 years if we don't have a solution in place. So locally and at the state level, we've got to keep, and at the federal level, we've got to keep our pressure and our voices in support of this study and the work that needs to be done with the Army Corps. And again, last week was that first step in continuing that process. So we're excited about that. DPS Director, so Wayne Amaral was officially appointed on Monday night on a 10-0 vote. So congratulations, Wayne. He's going to start on May 1st. He's on vacation right now. He should be just about back, but he's actually traveling across the country. But we're excited for him to get started. And there's so many things we have going on in our DPS department as far as projects around the city. Our streets and sidewalks plan, paving for the season just started this week. If you've been by Plummer Ave recently, you notice we're working on the sidewalks there on both sides of the street. So I know Wayne is already starting to have conversations with us, so he's going to be able to jump right in. And we posted the deputy director position is open as well right now, so we posted that this week. So we're excited to start getting some applications for that as well. Fire chief search committee is still going on. They have interviews this Friday, so we started with 8 applicants, and the committee has now got it down to 4 applicants that will be interviewed. And then all 4 of them could be sent to the Fire Chief Assessment Center. And after that assessment center, all 4 of those candidates will be scored, and that will be sent back to the committee. And then the committee will decide, will all 4 get interviewed by my office, or will get turned over to me, because I ultimately make the decision. All 4 candidates, or will they whittle that down to 3 candidates? I'd like to have 3 candidates that I interview with for the fire chief's job. So we're excited about that. And we've got some great candidates, so that's great. 59 Low Street is moving forward. So we had an RFQ that was put out, and we received bids from architecture firms. So we had a small advisory group put together here at City Hall, part of the planning office, engineering, DPS, NYS, and the mayor's office. And they have, we're going to be announcing later this week which architecture firm has been chosen to help us get to. So this is the $200,000 that the council approved of that we took out of the Kelly School sale funds. And that's going to get us to full design. So once we get to full design, that's when I can go back to the city council and say, hey, this is our design, it's at full, this is what it's going to cost, and so we'll know what the ask is going to be. And then we'll just be building consensus and gaining support for this really important project, which I've been saying it from day one, is the #1 priority of mine this year is to get a new home for NYS at 59 Low Street, which I believe is the best location for this building in Newburyport. What else is going on? The budget is really going to start heating up. So you'll notice there's a lot of city council meetings coming up around the budget, and those will start in May. So just where we are with the budget at the city level. So I've finished all my department head budget meetings. They were all very productive meetings. I really appreciate all the time and thought that has been put into them, and the narratives going around and explaining what's going on in their department and what they want to see as far as resources for this year. At the school level, we've seen the preliminary draft of Superintendent Gallagher's budget, and then on April 25th, he will bring back his final budget, which is a Tuesday, and they'll vote on that, and then that will be put into my budget that I will submit to the City Council for their May 8th meeting. So we got the draft process going. We actually just had a budget meeting here with my team and the finance director, and I think we're in a really good spot. I'm really excited about the budget that we've put together this year. You're going to see some, we're allocating resources to a few different departments this year like we did last year. I think IT will be a big theme to this year. We have a new IT director that came on board, and he's really trying to get us up to speed, where this is definitely a department that we were lacking in from previous administrations. So this is something we're really going to devote some resources to this year. So more information to come on that, but we're excited about this budget process this year. What else is going on? We actually got some really good news this week from around another one of our big projects that we have this year. And you know, if you remember from my State of the City, you know, NYS is my #1 goal for this year. But then #2 is I really want to manage all of the projects that we got approved last year this year to as best as we can, right? We want these projects to be flawless. We want them to be on time. We want them to be under budget, and we want them to be great for Newburyport. So one of the projects on that list this year that we got approval of is the Bulkhead project, okay? And you know, we had some big announcements last year. Congressman Seth Moulton came and you know talked about the $2.25 million earmark that he was able to get for the city. And then we also got 2 other significant grants. One, another federal grant from the Economic Development Council for, and then also the Seaport Economic Council. Seaport Economic Council. So with all 3 of those grants, it should cover most, if not all, of the funds for this project. Now, once we got that earmark, we didn't actually get it. We had to jump through a lot of hoops. So I'm happy to say that we finally jumped through the last hoop with FEMA for the $2.25 million grant. So that bid will end up being able to go out this month. And again, we're eyeing the end of fall for that work to take place on the waterfront. So we're really excited about that. And again, hats off to, I want to say Nancy London, our grants administrator. I want my team, Andrew Levine, Kim Turner, and also Jordy Vining in the planning office, who's the project manager for this, for dealing with all these hoops that we've had to jump through to secure this $2.25 million from the earmark from Congressman Moulton, but ultimately came through FEMA. So we're in a great place for that project, so we're excited for that to move forward. So lastly, I just want to tell you about a couple things going on this weekend and next weekend around spring, Earth Day, and just some cool things that are going on around the city. So first is the Afghan Women's Workshop Pop-Up Spring Market. I know that was a mouthful, but again, we have 5 different evacuee families from Afghanistan in town. They're doing a pop-up market at the Unitarian Universalist Church. I said that wrong. Unitarian Church on Pleasant Street. But they're doing a pop-up market, so it's going to be great arts and crafts and handcrafted goods by the Afghan women. So that's happening Friday, 4 to 7 p.m., and then Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So stop by Unitarian Church and check out what they have and support these wonderful women. Mission Socks is still going on, and again, this was the brainchild of Isla and Jackson DeVivo, who are both students at Newburyport Public Schools. And so they've set up socks boxes all over the city. And so just bring a new pair of socks and donate it and put it in the socks box. And we're going to be doing that all April. Boards and Commissions open house or house fair that we're going to have May 4th here at City Hall from 6 to 7:30. You can come and learn about all our boards and commissions here in town. And I'm really excited about that. And then finally on Earth Day, Friday, April 21st, I'm going to read a proclamation on the City Hall steps at 10 a.m. And then 4/22, which is my birthday, which is actually Earth Day, Saturday, we're doing an event down Market Square. I'll have more information next week, but that's going to be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And what I'm asking for, I'm turning 48 this year, so I'm asking you for 8 things you can do right now to help our Earth and our planet. And we're going to have 8 different tables set up down on Market Square to give you more information around things like composting, solar, recycling, planting trees, things like that. Mass Save will be down there. So a lot of great information, and we're hopefully going to have residents to share their stories and their experience with these things as well. And that's our Mayor's Corner this week. Get out there, enjoy this beautiful weather, and I will see you next time on the Mayor's Corner.